Hello everyone, and today we're back into another top 5, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 dual typings in all of Loomian Legacy. So before we start this video, this will only count Loomians that have a dual typing. So Light Spirit will not count on the list because there are no Loomians in the game that has that dual typing. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's head right onto this top 5. So the number 5 dual typing in Loomian Legacy has gotta be all the Cosmere forms. Ancient Mind is such an amazing typing, and honestly, if it wasn't for metal types walling on all the Cosmere forms, this could honestly be number 1. If this did not have the weakness to metal types, this could honestly be considered busted. And I'm talking about all Cosmere forms here, not just the cracked version, not just the Unleashed form. This is all of the Cosmere forms. They are all extremely bulky and extremely broken. They can all heal, they can Peace of Mind, and Ancient Mind offensively is so good except for metal types. And if you run Rageful Plushie, you can hit those metal types pretty hard. So, yeah, all the Cosmere forms of Ancient Mind definitely deserves a top 5 on the list. And while it isn't the greatest defensively, with Cosmere's ability Enchanted Coat, it can make it so kits better. And Unleashed form can actually steal the abilities from other dead teammates, which can definitely help out a lot, especially if you run Appetite, Ace. There are a lot of combinations for Cosmere Unleashed. So the Cosmere forms definitely deserve to be in the top 5. Their dual typing is awesome. If it wasn't for metal types completely walling them, they could be considered the best Loomian with the best typing. But instead, they are only number 5. Number 4 into the list is actually going to be kind of odd, because it's going to be Gargollon. And I'm talking about all Gargollon forms with Earth-Air. Earth-Air is one of the most interesting typings in the game, especially defensively. I mean, the stuff that the air types are weak to, you can immune with Earth. You're immune to electric, which is amazing, especially for an air type. Not to even mention that Earth types are awesome as well. So this is a really good defensive typing, as the Earth immunity helps with the air weakness, while the air weakness helps with the Earth, which is awesome. You have 2 massive immunities. And while Earth-Air offensively isn't the best, what makes it up for all the Cosmere forms is its amazing coverage and awesome move pool. Its move pool has one of the most creative move pools in the entire game, meaning that there are so many different ways you can run each of all the Cosmere forms. And the fact that the Cosmere forms only have 3 weakness, with only one of them being a quad weakness to ice, makes all the Gargollon forms extremely scary. Then the fact that grass is one of the things that it's weak to makes it so there aren't actually many Loomians that can actually swap into these Gargollon forms. The only Loomians that can properly counter these are water types, and that's it. And even then, not all water types can counter these, and that's why they're number 4 on the list. Number 3 onto the list is actually going to be Metronet with its Dark Mind. Mind by itself might be one of the worst typings in the game, but when combined with other typings like Dark and Brawler, oh my gosh, that Mind typing becomes a massive advantage. Metronet has 2 weaknesses, and that's it. It's weak to Fire, and it's weak to Bug. Quad weak. The thing is, Bug is probably the worst typing offensively, so yeah, Bug types aren't really going to be a massive threat because they're not really a massive threat in the meta right now. Fire types are pretty threatening, but you outspeed pretty much every fire type unless they run boots. Or I guess you could also run a very nimble Vocaloa, but not every Vocaloa runs Blaze Punch, so it doesn't even matter anyway. Metronet's defensive typing is basically one of the best in the entire game, and the fact that it can Hypnotize and Peace of Mind makes it extremely scary. There's a reason why Metronet isn't Uber. Offensively, though, it is alright offensively. It can hit a lot of Loomians. It can hit Toxic types, it can hit Light types, and it can hit Metal types or Pyrokinesis, but it doesn't hit everything in the game. There are quite a few Loomians that can wall Metronet, especially tanky range tanks and Bug types, but despite that, Metronet still has a top 3 dual typing in the entire game, especially when you can consider the fact that it can Hypnotize and Peace of Mind, and that's why Metronet's number 3. Number 2 onto this list is actually going to be Tyrex with its Metal Earth typing. Metal Earth is so good offensively and defensively. And while Tyrex does have 5 weaknesses, it has so many resistances, and its terrifying ability makes it so melee attackers can't really hit this thing that hard, which is awesome. It can even scapegoat, it can click power focus. Honestly, Tyrex might be one of the best Loomians in the entire game. And yeah, just like I said, it does have a lot of weaknesses, but it has so many strengths. The fact that it has so many resistances makes Tyrex pretty much a shoo-in to a lot of the meta. Not to mention that it can hit Tundralin and Venolin super effectively. Yes, it's a Loomian that can beat the Tundralin, Venolin meta. It can also hit Obsidian for super effective too, which makes Tyrex even better. And while it can't one-shot Obsidian or Tundralin, it can do a ton of damage. Tyrex is definitely one of the best Loomians with one of the best dual typings in the game. If it didn't have so many weaknesses, it would probably be number 1. But even with those weaknesses, it's tanky enough that it should be able to soak a super effective hit anyway, which makes Tyrex one of the best dual typings in all of Loomian Legacy. The honorable mentions are going to be odd because one of the honorable mentions is going to be Revenant. Spirit Fire is so interesting because you have 6 weaknesses, but every other typing is a resist other than mine. So you have so many Loomians you could swap into with Revenant. Revenant is very frail, which does help it out, but if they do make the right prediction, Spirit Fire does struggle. Not to mention that ancient types kind of wall ya. So yeah, Revenant's an honorable mention. We also have Copperage and Oxydrig with its ancient metal typing. Only 3 weaknesses, 8 to 9 resistances. Amazing defensive typing. The only reason why it's not on the list, honestly, is offensively it's average, and the fact that its weaknesses are really common, like Brawler and Earth and Light, does make Copperage and Oxydrig fall a little bit. The best dual typing in all of Loomian Legacy is Eclipse with Light Dark. Light Dark can pretty much hit anything in the entire game. The Loomians that are weak to Dark, Light can actually hit. The Loomians that can't hit Light, you can hit with Dark. Eclipse has the best offensive typing in the entire game. And defensively, you only have 2 weaknesses and an immunity. You're weak to Dark and Metal. No, it's Metal and Bug. That's it. And like I said earlier, Bug is one of the worst offensive typings in the game, so it's mainly just metal types. And keep in mind, I'm counting its defensive typing without its secret ability. This is without Total Eclipse. This is not counting Total Eclipse. And it's still one of the best defensive typings in the game, even without the immunity to Light the Dark. Not to mention that it can pretty much hit anything for neutral damage in the entire game. There is no Loomian that could resist Eclipse. While there are counters like Terraclaw and Venolin, that's pretty much it. This is without Total Eclipse. If you add Total Eclipse to this thing has more immunities than weaknesses. There is no other Loomian that has a better dual typing than Eclipse. Eclipse is by far the number 1 Loomian with the best dual typing in the entire game. And here it is, Eclipse. The Loomian with the best dual typing in the entire game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this list, and if there are some other dual typings that are not in the game yet that y'all want to see, tell me in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, me talking about the top 5 dual typings, and I will see y'all all later. Bye-bye!